What's up, guys, and welcome. Tonight we have a special presentation. Joining me tonight is Tragao. Hello.
Hello.
We are going to do some live analysis on our Grudge match from last night. First thing you're going to see is our rule set. What did you think of these rules?
Honestly, these rules felt a bit neutral. If not, they were a bit more favored for me because I play a lot of weird builds.
Okay. I know that you definitely have a lot of builds, and one of them isn't this. I was very surprised, and it threw me off with this mirror match.
Yeah, I really do like just starting off by just throwing my opponent for a loop and saying, I'm going to fight you on your turf, and if I can win that, it really just hurts the mental game.
I can't doubt that. I can't disagree with that. It was a little frustrating playing against some of the things that I use. And one thing that you paired it up well with a lucky pickup was this Vortex that I completely underestimated. Getting way too close. It's got super duper quick, charge up time. Like, if I'm too close and you're getting hit, bang, it's there. There it is.
It's one of the few wake-up options that isn't a jump, which is really nice. And absolutely carries me through that first round.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Underestimated.
This is a gamble for me to fight you on your build since I didn't practice this whatsoever. This is all just me first timing the build. So if I lose this really throws me for a loop.
I am upset.
Tables in my court.
Upset that it went your way. I did pick up a lot of good pickups. This right here is the best pickup, and this right here makes me realize that as soon as I saw you go to mirror, I wasn't obligated to keep the build. Had I chosen a scimitar cleaver combo, which I usually run, that would have put it at the upper hand. You can see how these flaming dragons are going right through the drills, and that would have put, even the scimitar takes a little bit more, but that would have put it on an even match. And then, so had I changed the build, what do you think there?
I think that if you changed the builds and I stayed with it, you probably would have won, just because Cleaver counters this build really hard.
Correct.
The only thing that I have going for me is just knowing that you aren't expecting me to run this whatsoever.
Yeah. Would you have kept the build had I chosen Cleaver Scimitar?
Absolutely not. I only did that just because I felt that I might be able to get you into mirror matching me. And even better about that mirror match, I ran Shadow neutral. I didn't have any rope buffs.
Yeah, so I was aware of that.
I felt like that even did a bit more mental damage than when I did it to Gur.
I saw it and I knew it was there. I wasn't going to let it affect me. I wasn't going to let it, pride get in the way. There was the option to, defend the turf, but I wasn't going to go through that. I do think that I made a couple of mistakes there. In the first round, underestimated the Vortex. Second round, I wave front dash right at the very end, and then you were able to pick up the combo. But here we go on the second matchup. You've got a melee build. I've got homing flares and scimitar.
Yeah.
What did you think about this?
I saw those homing flares and I'm like, okay, I can, if I get a good clean drill off, I can break all of them, and I didn't realize you took Ignition Drive. Now, this hand literally just, the moment you got that, I just felt that I lost the match.
Yes.
I played against the hand as a pickup multiple times with different melee builds. I have never felt good in any of the matchups. I don't think I've won against it with
another one very similar to the Vortex. You hit that button, it's there, it's ready to go. And when you've got an up close melee build like that drill, it definitely comes in handy. And those flares, they did their job. They're good for defense. They're good for offense. The drill does go through it, but it all depends on who's got the tempo. Am I chasing or you chasing?
I didn't get any straight drill hits. And then
I pick it up again.
Spawned again, but
as if it's made.
And I was just like, okay, cool. I lost this round.
Not only that, but the enhanced one, and then that's that. That was
the
probably
enhanced one, and I was just like, oh wow, everything is not going my way this one. So
that was
immediately go to 1-1, which I did not feel comfortable on. I was really hoping to go 2-0, but
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when you start off
Got
2-0, that's you've got some breathing room, and then not only that, but now where to? Right now, we've got to go back. I've got to flip around a couple of the things. I think this is where you said, "Hey, you know what? You go first. Let me see what you've got, and then let me respond."
Yeah. What I think here is where I go the first time I do. Yeah, I go Riptide,
Riptide,
electric, and I go rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
I think one really important part of this match, I actually screwed myself with the dash. I used the mini drills dash the round before, and due to the rules, I couldn't run it a second time. Which I think, since I'm not running drill, that's my main engage tool. That's my burst engage. Okay. So I'm screwed, especially if you got me in a corner. If you got me in a corner with this build specifically, I can't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Just
yeah. And
I'm absolutely screwed.
My response here is, okay, so the drill fan, it's slow, it's telegraphed, you've got a little bit of time. It's devastating if you get hit, for sure. If I get hit and you're close enough, that you're going to electric. I
can put a huge dent into your health bar,
if not completely.
From there, I just chip damage you to win.
Mm-hmm.
But you correctly pick Sentry, which really just... I have not fought against Sentry enough to realize how to deal with it with this build.
Yeah.
So I'm going in here with no idea on what I should be doing.
Very good defensively, very good offensively. It's a chase. You can chase him out right there. That was one hit I was very lucky to get away from. Very lucky pickup right here with the Spark Array. And
that Spark Array really zones me hard.
It's big, and the Lariat, as soon as I picked it up, I realized I wasted a slot, because the last thing I want to do is get close to you, because I missed the Lariat, it's game over, and that's
you missed my Lariat, but Lariat could have been a useful pickup should you not have already had really good options.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because I think because that's unenhanced Lariat, it's not as great here. Mm-hmm. Right here, that Spark Ray saved you because I couldn't dash diagonally into it.
Yes.
So, you really got it. This Spark Ray hits me 3 times. I got hit by that one orb 3 times and was... I was just like, okay, well, that happened.
And the whole goal here is keep him away, keep that mid-distance. I'm trying to keep that mid-distance the entire time. I don't want to pursue too much. Trying to get that burn damage off. Go into the corners as long as I can zip out the other side. I don't want to spend too much time in the corner. Another zoning tool right here, and when I can take the offensive, I try and win Sentry and then flush out the other side into
homing flares here could be really good, but
yes,
you haven't.
I got lucky. Yeah, I got lucky that I was able to have my stuff on cooldown, because that's another thing right there.
But I got you right here. You got hit by one piece of rock and roll and you're dead.
And it could have been the same thing with the homing flare. If I had been out in the middle and you hit me with a nice amount of the homing flares, half the homing flares, I'm dead stop, and then it's lightning Riptide and it's over.
Yeah. One really important thing that I just haven't done at all in this match is try and bait out Sentry. I kept on getting hit by it, and it wasn't until really late into this best of 3 that I started actually baiting it out.
Yes.
I didn't respect the Sentry, and that's what really caused me to struggle in this matchup.
I think that is the whole key to these high level matchups is how much credit are you going to give to these spells, and how much credit are you going to give to the person using them. It's like, okay, wait a second, this Riptide is serious. I can't just charge in there. The Sentry is serious. I can't go into this corner. And what I need to do is then take the tempo, get that Sentry on cooldown, and then start to attack. And then I noticed that in a lot of these high-level matchups that we've got going on here, throughout the ranked or even the casual, where it's like intensity, is who's going to bait out the main attack. And of course the Aqua Beam, that's the final max range tool right there.
Once I saw that Aqua Beam, I knew I had to immediately dash on to you and just go for it. So you went against the lightning aspect, which after this finished, you talked about it, and it's just like, yeah, that lightning aspect, if you thought if you got it once, would make you probably win the whole set.
I was confident that if I could, even if I felt if I took the losses on the lightning aspect, And then I just concentrated on winning the others. I could do better. And I really think, like, now that Dust to Settle match is over, I really think the key match was that first matchup in the mirror match. And I think that is where I needed to win that one. Had I win that one, we go 3-3, and we go 50-50 onto the final match. And I think that would have been key.
Here's where we really see one of my strengths in this rule set. Just the wide variety of what I'm actually doing, because I've played a melee build, I played my lightning aspect build, which was using rock and roll, and then I'm now playing a weird mid-range fueled berserk build.
Right, another very similar to the lightning aspect, where it is a gotta get it off
basic.
Yes, very forgiving combo where you have to make a lot of mistakes to really get it wrong or get unlucky. And this matchup I've got here, I'm not sure if it's the best. I mean, also
one really important thing for this matchup, you have unenhanced Aqua Scimitar, which really hurts as mine beats out yours in this matchup, which
correct.
I think a lot. Just even if it doesn't happen directly, you know that you can't break mine with yours, so you need to save those cleavers.
That's right, yes. I need to save them. I need one as an offensive tool, one as a defensive tool. And if I'm going to use both of them, it should be for a kill. It should be for the win. I should never have both of them gone. And I think that might have been a mistake I'd made here. The other thing...
right there, I was able to get in because you dropped it. You didn't have cleavers up for another half second, and I was able to just hit you with the edge of heroically.
Yep.
Off a bit of damage.
And I think over here, I sort of messed this one up here. If I remember correctly.
I was actually debating on swapping to Bouncing Blaze right there, because the enhanced version, very good just because of its length, and that goes through all projectiles. So swapping it wouldn't have been the worst decision, as it would have allowed me to just keep you even further away and swap the build to be a decently mid-long range option.
Yeah,
I chose not to in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, those are the decisions that you make. A lot of times, there's when you see that enhanced basic, a lot of times it's an easy decision where it's like, all right, that's a better version of mine. And
I get you right here. The corner saves you really hard as
I was able to escape.
Yo-Yo couldn't go through it.
Yes, the statue definitely saved me there.
A lot of damage dealt just from that one combo, especially with the heroic leap finisher.
Yeah, the heroic leap.
At this point, yeah. I think what really cost you that one was picking up Drill. I don't think it served you too well with your build.
You're right. It's another situation where, just like the Lightning Riptide, is the I don't want to get too close. I was able to get it off one time in the middle of a combo, but once that drill is gone, I got to get out of there. And unless I've got something to get me out of there, or to re-stun you, or something, I could be stuck right in the Berserker Yo-Yo, and that's the end. Anytime I feel where you can get in range of a one-hit kill combo, you shouldn't be. You should always play with the range, and I think that's another matchup or another high level game theory, right? Where you want to sort of pull the action to you. You don't want to go looking for the action, but all of a sudden it's like your stuff is outrange and you've got to move in just a little bit closer. Then that is going to be, okay, now I'm at a disadvantage. And if somebody doesn't make a mistake, then it's going to be tough to win those matchups. And here's one of those. I'm not a fan of playing against these infinite stun builds.
I do want to specifically actually talk about this build choice for me, because I planned this from the beginning to try and pull you onto a cleaver build. I didn't have an exact build that I would do it with, because you felt a bit finicky on what you use cleaver against. But I knew the moment you picked up an enhanced cleaver, I'd go next match Dynamo Prison, because that is the easiest way to beat out a cleaver build, or to beat out Dynamo Prison. Just running enhanced cleaver, because 2 charges hurts really bad. This combo very scary. But if you have Cleaver, both projectiles are blocked. And you see a bit of Aqua Beam doing the same. However, Aqua Beam's very precise, especially as the unenhanced.
Yes.
So it doesn't work out as well.
It's hard to shoot those out of the sky, especially the Dynamo's very fast. The water and you know the
Water Prison is strong. The Water Prison's really strong, and it actually goes through a bunch of projectiles, including enhanced Scimitar. But this pickup for me on the Wind Sentry that I got at the beginning of this match really helped out so much.
Yeah, I can't get out of
there. Aqua Beam doesn't break it, and you just see me trap you with it.
Yeah, and you could see how powerful that Wind Sentry is, and how it's like having a second player on the field. You know, especially when you're trying to weed or route them out of those corners. So I agree. I think choosing the not so much being careless with choosing the Cleaver, but being caught without that enhanced Cleaver sort of put me at a huge disadvantage here. Maybe if I had used the enhanced Aqua Beam, and here I pick up a perfect pickup, I should win this match. And
I legitimately didn't see that Mag Sphere, by the way. I didn't see that Mag Sphere pickup at all.
No, yeah.
I should have been like completely zoning you from it, but I didn't realize it. You picked it up, and I was like, oh my god, I made a huge mistake. As Mag Sphere counters Dynamo Prison
perfectly,
really well because of how much uptime you have on it. But I luckily had Rock and Roll already out, and all basics don't actually affect Mag Sphere, so I'm still able to throw out stone shots at you.
Yeah, you just got to get inside there. Or up close enough to have those stone shots, because they've got a good amount of range. My mistake was getting too aggressive with that Mag Sphere. I should have still played the advantage.
You walked at me with it, which is what was really not worked out, which really didn't work out well for you. As I was able to just be like, okay, I can stone shot now, wait until it's done, and then combo with
it. And then once the Mag Sphere is gone, you're fully loaded, and it's over for me. That was my mistake. Even with the Mag Sphere, I should have played max distance, and it would have given me a lot more. It would have taken out your stone shot, which is still way powerful up front. It outranges the Volt Disc, and it goes through the Mag Sphere. It completely takes away the lucky pickup that I got with that Mag Sphere. So that was my mistake. Unless, of course, I picked something else up, like a Homing Flares or a Rock and Roll or something else that can get those.
If you got the Wind Sentry in middle, that would have absolutely changed that round.
Right. I was trying to overwork that Scimitar.
I knew that I needed to get it, but here we go. I got Lightning Aspect, Riptide, and Drill, which. This is where the original rule against Lightning Aspect came from, as this has been shown to 100 to death people in neutral robes very consistently.
Right, and I felt going up against it. I felt if I had the rule robe, at least that would give me the chance to force you to land at least 2 or 3 of them. Right, not perfect.
You see right there. You see right there.
I was able to get out.
Drill, I hit you with my dash, and I hit you with the full duration of Lightning Aspect, and you live on over 100 health.
And look at this right here. Did you see that?
Oh,
that was it. That was the controller. I shot Volt Disc lower, higher, finally got it into the center, and it wasn't enough. And that blew the whole thing right there. I don't know how I missed those.
I got that.
And here's a perfect combo right here, and then it's pretty much over.
I got one good combo off. You're on half.
And look at this Heroic Blaze. I push the button right there, and it doesn't show up. I know you're coming. I know the Heroic Blaze is the right... I'm getting ready to let it go. It doesn't come up, or obviously if I must have hit it too late. You know, that the game knows what it's doing. I hit the button too late, knowing the drill is coming. Had I landed that Heroic Blaze, at least I can drag it on a little bit longer. But, I mean, those were some intense matchups for sure.
It was insane that it was much closer than what it showed, even with that last match. As just a few frames difference, you absolutely could have turned that around.
There were a lot of matchups, that came down to, small amounts of health left that were... I also, in rewatching the video, saw a few instances where I made a mistake. I overvalued or I underestimated your responses. I got too aggressive. And I think that was the key. I don't think I pulled off too much. I don't think it was an over defensive. I think my mistake was for sure trying to go a little bit too aggressive when you had the upper hand in terms of positioning and in terms of actual power.
Honest. Yeah.
But yeah, all right. I mean, I think that whoever watches this, if you don't play better after watching this, I don't think you got much hope. What do you think?
That's a bit mean.
That's
But
right.
I think the most important thing that you need to do is not underestimate Arcana that's never seen.
Yes, I like that idea. I think everyone
Seriously,
has
keep giving me free Aqua Vortex pickups, guys. Please. Thanks.
exact. Yes, try everything, use everything. You know, bring it out. There's no such thing as a bad build except for bad builds. But you know, you never know. You never know what's going to be useful until you throw it out there and give it a shot. Because if you can throw off your opponent and surprise them with how fast you've got an uptime, how fast the cooldown is, or the synergies, you're going to have a huge upper hand. And when somebody tries to throw a rule set at you that's going to throw you off, you've already got the counter. But yeah, I mean that was a high level matchup. That'll do it for right now. Tragao, thank you for for hopping on and giving us some insight onto your thought process behind your matches.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me, Covetous.
Oh, it was an absolute pleasure. And guys, let us know what you think. Sound off in the comments below. Let's talk about it in the Discord, and let's hear your thoughts. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah.